Welcome to What is Islam Academy. And congratulations. You've just leveled up to level 1+ on your journey of understanding Islam.
Welcome. Today we're going to talk about a really important idea in Islam, the sacred duty to say no to unfairness in every way. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a command from God, and it's super important to our faith. Islam tells us to be people who bring fairness, protect those who are weak, and stand strong against bad leaders. Every person is made by God, and they deserve to be treated with respect and honor. When we see someone being treated unfairly, it's like seeing that special honor being broken. Our faith gives us the bravery to speak the truth, the kindness to comfort others, and the strength to act. This is about doing what God has trusted us to do. It's a special responsibility. When we say no to unfairness, it makes us better people and helps us feel the pain of others as if it were our own. When we stand up against unfairness, we heal ourselves and we're doing what God, the just, wants. Let's find out why this idea is so important to our religion using the Quran and the example of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as our guides. This is a personal invitation to make our lives and our communities better. Let's promise to work for a world where things are fair, kind, and caring. In the Quran, unfairness is called Zulm, a word that means more than just its English translation. Zulm isn't just hurting someone physically or being a mean ruler, it's anything that puts something where it doesn't belong, which makes things unbalanced and dark. Taking away rights, speaking unfairly, cheating, or breaking promises, these are all Zulm. Zulm is a very bad sin because it breaks trust, causes fights, and goes against God's commands. Unfairness comes in many forms: physical, emotional, social, and money-related. Emotional hurts from insults or bullying can last longer than physical cuts. Social and money-related unfairness, like treating people differently or taking advantage of them, are also strongly forbidden. God, the just, has forbidden unfairness for himself and for us. The worst zulm is shirk, which means worshipping other things besides God, because it's the biggest unfairness of all. All other types of unfairness happen because we forget our duty to God and his creations. Seeing unfairness in ourselves and in our community is the first step to getting rid of it. We need to be careful about our own pride and never step on the rights of others. Fairness starts with knowing ourselves and trying our best. The Quran tells us to stand strong for fairness, even if it's against ourselves or the people we love. In Islam, being fair means being loyal to God and the truth, not just to our group or family. God says, "Don't let your hatred for some people stop you from being fair. Be fair, that is closer to being good." You can see a person's true character by how they treat those they don't like or who are against them. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned, "Be careful of unfairness, because unfairness will be like darkness on the day of judgment." God has forbidden unfairness for himself and has made it forbidden for us too. Fairness is a right for everyone, not just for a few special people. God's scales are perfectly balanced. No special treatment for money, power, or race. Every unfair act, no matter how small, will be counted. Knowing this should make us feel amazed and responsible. Let's be super fair, knowing that the most just is watching us. Our biggest success comes from following his perfect rules of fairness. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, lived by the Quran's teachings on fairness every single day. He fought against groups being mean to each other, racism, taking advantage of people, and treating weak people badly. He taught, "Help your brother, whether he is doing wrong or being wronged." When asked how to help someone doing wrong, he said, "By stopping him from doing wrong." Being a true brother means stopping unfairness, even from people close to us. The Prophet's life was full of examples. He was an orphan, an honest businessman, and a leader who protected everyone's rights. He said, "A ruler who closes his door to the poor, God will close the doors of heaven to him." He said everyone is equal. No Arab is better than a non-Arab, nor a white person better than a black person, except by how good they are. He taught that being a leader means serving others, not getting special treatment. By following his example, we learn how to build a fair and kind world. Fairness, kindness, and being humble were what he left behind for us. The Prophet's teachings on fairness changed his friends in society. Bilal ibn Rabah, who was once a tortured slave, became the first person to call Muslims to prayer, honored for his faith, not his race or status. Umar ibn al-Khattab, the second leader, was known for being humble and taking responsibility. He personally made sure the needy were taken care of, saying, "Will you carry my burden for me on the day of judgment?" The Constitution of Madinah, written by the Prophet, set up rights and fairness for all citizens, Muslims and non-Muslims alike. It promised freedom of religion and protection for everyone. These weren't just nice ideas, but things that really happened because people followed God's commands. Islam's system of fairness broke down unfairness and built a community of honor and fairness. These stories are like living lessons for us today. They call us to bring back this great way of life in our own lives. Fairness isn't just history, it's our job right now. Let's follow these examples of fairness. Fairness isn't just for leaders. It starts with us in our everyday lives. Saying no to unfairness begins at home, school, and work. Bullying, whether in person or online, is unfair. We must never do it and always stand up for the person being targeted. Cheating on tests or in business is unfair. It breaks trust and hurts society. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever cheats us is not one of us." At work, fairness means fair pay and honest effort from both the boss and the worker. At home, parents must be fair to their children, and husbands and wives must treat each other with kindness and respect. The Prophet said, "The best of you are those best to their families." Fairness at home brings peace and good things. Supporting those who are being treated unfairly can mean giving money, telling others about it, or just making a heartfelt prayer. The important thing is not to just sit there. Doing nothing helps the person doing the unfairness. Our faith tells us to be active in the fight for fairness. Every small act of bravery and kindness counts. We've talked about Islam's deep teachings on fairness and saying no to unfairness. Fairness is the heart of our faith, a command from God and the example of our Prophet. To be a Muslim means to stand for fairness, even when it's hard or not popular. God has trusted us to show his fairness and kindness on earth. Every act of fairness, kindness, and bravery fulfills that trust and cleanses our souls. Fighting against unfairness is a way to find inner peace and make God happy. Let's act, include those who are left out, stop rumors, help families who are struggling, and hold ourselves responsible. The fight against unfairness is won through many small actions. Promise to be people of fairness, helpers of those who are wronged, guides for those who do wrong. Teach fairness, lead by example, and use your voice for good. This is what we are called to do and what we will leave behind. When we stand for fairness, we stand with God, and there is no greater honor.